Yes, guys, how we doing? Come on, get ready for some fire. Mia, Sean, Nicola, Gordon. Come on. Yes, Mark. Everybody who's here live, make sure you drop a comment right now. If you're watching on replay, make sure you hashtag replay as soon as you watch the training. And I'm going to tell you exactly why that's so important. Nicola, we have one. I'll send it to you. Richard, how you doing? Yes, Amy. Come on. Yes, Charlotte. Sean, how you doing, buddy? Chris is here. Come on, Chris. Right, team. Let's get ready. So, first of all, guys, massive thank you. Foxy, how you doing? Massive thank you for everyone who's here live. As you guys know, these videos are live every single Monday morning. Christina. I'm also doing 16 bonus mindset videos. Morning, Nick. In the next 6 weeks. Anyone who's new, who is worried about that they're a bit lost and they don't know where they're at yet, don't worry, because there's a welcome meeting and a Q&A at 5 o'clock tonight when I will answer any questions. So I will not be answering any questions on this training, okay? But thank you for being here. Thank you for valuing yourself high enough to be here. As I said, we start each week with this fire every Monday. I'm relentlessly committed to being here for you, with you, and achieving your goals with you. This next 6 weeks is going to be life-changing. There's already been some world-class progress already from existing and new clients in the last couple of weeks, okay? So a big question I've had already, which is the one question I'm actually going to answer, and I love the fact that some of you guys are that into it already, that I'm already getting hammered with messages saying, what happens after the 5 weeks, okay? What happens after the 5 weeks is very, very different now. And it's why I asked you to comment if you're watching. And it's why I asked you to comment hashtag replay if you are watching on replay, okay? You will have an opportunity after 6 weeks to become a full member of the Unbreakable team and also work with me on a much more one-to-one basis, and also to be involved in things like the SAS challenge that we're going to be doing towards the end of the year and the first Team Unbreakable meetup, okay? Here's the kicker. That's invite only. Anyone who hasn't watched this video, hasn't commented on this video, or hasn't hashtagged replayed this video will not get an invite. Harsh? Not really, is it? Because if we can't even turn up on the first day and do the first thing, then you're not a good fit to be a member of the Unbreakable team. Okay? We set our standards high. We raise the bar. We support each other. We drive each other forward. And I'm not interested in working with anyone who doesn't want to turn up and do the work. So if people don't turn up and do the work, they won't be getting an invite. Okay. Now that's out of the way. Okay. We all have a reason. Sarah's going to drop some epic stuff about arranging some group stuff as well. Sarah Kerrigan, good morning. Sarah, tell them about it in the comments, Mamtor. We all have a reason for doing everything. David Bethel, how you doing? And it's because we get a payoff. If you don't want to take that on board and that's already triggering you, good. That's the first step in moving forward. Write that down. Everything we do because we get a payoff. Okay? What's your reason for doing this? What's your reason for being here? What's your reason for being here this morning? Type it in the box now. Or you can keep lurking. Again, that's a decision. That's a choice. You all have a reason for being here. What is it? Open up to your peer group, be part of the team and post it in the box now. Now, we all have a reason for being here. We also all have a reason for our own destructive habits, okay? Destructive habits with food, alcohol, drugs, or our emotions, okay? Why? Because again, we get a payoff from it. That might trigger you, okay? Triggered me for years. The short truth is, at the time, we see a bigger benefit in doing it than not doing it, okay? I saw at certain times in the last 3 years, this is about being honest, I have seen a bigger payoff in partying than I have spending time with my son. That's the honest truth. That's about opening up. That's about being authentic, okay? We only do things because we see a bigger benefit to it. It's hard to swallow, but once you swallow it, you will start to move forward, okay? You didn't drink the drink because of something that happened when you were younger. You didn't drink the drink because of something else happened. You didn't eat the food because of your ex, okay? We made a decision to do it, and we made a choice to do it because at the time, we got a payoff from it, okay? Doesn't make you a bad person, makes you human, okay? Makes you human. What will keep you stuck is not being able to admit it and going back to the, I did this because of X, rather than I did this because I chose to, because I got a benefit from it, I want to learn from it and move forward. So it works both ways, right? And this is why understanding our why and today's training is so important, okay? We need powerful emotion-based reasons towards the positive actions, towards living the life that we've dreamed of, okay? And this is called your why. But so many people get this wrong, miles wrong, so far wrong that I'll go as far to say that the reason that their why is so wrong is the reason that they give up and fail and quit and go back to square one, okay, and start making excuses. Now, you guys all know to complete the planner, okay? If you haven't already, where have you been? Okay, whether you are the newest person in the group or the oldest person in the group and you haven't yet done it, where have you been? Okay, it's under guide 7 in the Facebook group. I emailed it to every single one of you in the very first email that you got, okay, to download it. Print it off, complete it every day. It's the culmination of pretty much the last 10 years of the personal development work and coaching that I've done with some of the best coaches in the world, okay? It's also included within the morning journal. That question is on there. Who needs me to show up for them today and why? Okay. The question is on the planner. Who needs me to show up for them today and why? Those that are part of the full Unbreakable team also get personal feedback and access to me on WhatsApp, and I reply to that question, okay, every week. What's the worst possible thing that you can put there that some people put, even though I've specifically explained to them why that's the wrong answer? Okay. The thing they put is me. Who needs me to show up for them today and why? Me. They don't put a why, and all they talk about is the person that needs them to show up for them today is me. Okay. That means your goals are ego-centric, ego-based, all about you. That's not strong enough. It's not deep enough. It's not emotional enough. And it's the reason why we can't get out of our own way and solve our own problems, because we make everything about us, even who needs to show up for them today. Okay. I've done it as well. So don't stress about it. I'm going to come on to it. Pretty much everything that I'm saying we need to improve and is the reason why we're failing, I've done 100 times. Okay. So never take any of this as preaching, but it's when we use that language. Okay. Who needs me to show up for them today and why? Me. And then when we have problems, it's my stress, my frustrations, my anxiety, my anger, my depression, me. Okay. It's all about me. It's all ego-based. And then all we focus on is our emotional and attachment to that thing, making it part of our identity rather than how to solve it. Okay. Grab a pen and write this down, because this is one phrase you need to remember forever. And it's the classic one that people use, what keeps them stuck. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to be like this. I don't want this person to treat me like this. I would never treat anyone like that. Okay. Just write the first one down. I don't want to feel like this. Rather than, I want to feel like healthier, fitter, stronger, happier. And in order to feel like that, I am willing to insert the action. Okay. So we need to scrap, I don't want to feel like this. You need to get rid of that, because if we focus on how we don't want to feel, all we're ever going to get is more feelings of how we don't want to feel. I don't want to feel depressed anymore. Guess what you're going to get? More feelings of depression. I don't want to feel this anxious. Guess what you're going to get? More feelings of anxiety. I don't want to feel this angry. Guess what you're going to get? More feelings of anger. I don't want to feel so frustrated. Guess what you're going to get? More frustrated, because it's where your focus is. The mind will always give you more of what you show it. So we change it to, I want to feel like, and insert all the things of how you want to feel. And in order to feel like that, I am willing to. Then insert what you're willing to do in order to feel like that. Okay. Write that down. That's another full whole training, that one. Okay. So we'll move on. But so the how means nothing until we find the why. Okay. I actually believe that 75% of you know exactly how to achieve what it is you want to achieve. Okay. But finding your why and getting it right will be the ultimate difference between you achieving that goal and giving up again. Okay. And the three biggest things that you will get here outside of that. So I don't think you have a knowledge problem. I don't think anyone here has a knowledge problem about food, about alcohol, about anything at all. I don't believe any of you really have the knowledge problem you might think you do. Okay. You have a you problem, and you have the fact that you don't have an emotion-based why. So that is the difference between getting started and keeping going, and not just getting started and giving up, getting started, giving up, getting started, giving up. Okay. Classic New Year's resolution, isn't it? So on top of that, the three biggest things you get here, the three other most important things on top of your why are accountability, support, and a peer group. Okay. Again, each one of those is going to have an extra training, one on accountability, one on support, one on having an epic peer group. But you should have all had email 3 by now as well. How are you held accountable? Okay. So there's a weekly online check-in in this group where you answer it. It goes out every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. Okay. There's also a personal check-in that gets emailed out. If you're part of the Full Unbreakable team, you have access to me on WhatsApp and you get a personal voice note reply to that. If you're a new starter, that doesn't become available until you become part of the Full Unbreakable team. Okay, that's the difference between the two things, the direct access and the level of support. But email 3 clearly explains that there are still 3 sets of daily accountability in this group and 1 set of weekly accountability in this group and an email form accountability, okay, that's sent out to email. So I can't give you any more than that. I can't make you any more accountable. Okay. So back to what we were saying, you guys don't have a knowledge problem. You have a you problem. Okay. And it's the accountability, the support, the peer group, and the why that are going to make the difference between you achieving your goals or not. Because I see this all the time in gyms and memes, right? And it drives me mad. Knowledge is power. Information is everything. It's not, okay? We live in an information-rich society and information is everywhere. Unless we can strategically apply it whilst being part of a peer group, being held accountable and being supported with a strong emotional why, then that information is about as much good as a chocolate fire guard, okay? So my why is Logan, not me, okay? It can't be me, and I'll explain why it used to be me and why that messed me up, okay? It makes me want to make my health important to me for him, physically and mentally, okay? And my why is also you guys. It's about more than me. It's about something that's bigger than me, okay? You look at someone like Tony Robbins, okay? Most successful personal development, mentor, guru, mindset guru in the world, okay? Probably a multi-billionaire. I guarantee you he never set out to make money. It was never about him. It was never about his status. It was never about his ego. It was about him wanting to impact as many people as possible. Okay. That's why he does huge conventions. Okay. Because he made it about more than something, more than about himself. Okay. Does this make sense? When we make it about ourselves, we'll always fail. This is why I failed as a competitive bodybuilder. It was all about me, my body, my likes, my significance, my attention, okay? Proving myself, proving I was better than others. Me. Ego-centric based as fuck, okay? And that's why it didn't last very long. And I quit because it was all about me. Okay. Now I'm a 100 million trillion times better coach, I hope you agree, than I ever was a bodybuilder. Why? Because it's not about me, it's about me helping you. It's about me having an impact, okay? An impact on you, an impact on Logan, an impact on as many people as you want, okay? And when my goal suddenly stopped becoming about me and started becoming about other people, that's when new levels of the game open up, okay? Now, we can also use pain-based goals, okay? Imagine this. Imagine your kids wanting you to play with them on a Sunday. Take them to the park, but you don't have the energy to do it because you're too fat, tired, exhausted, depressed, or drunk. And then hearing your son or your daughter saying something like, why can't daddy take me to the park today? Okay. That's a deep emotional based why. Okay. To be a role model, to be an example, not a warning. You know, we know this. Kids don't do what we tell them. They copy what they see. So we have to show them and not tell them. But I guarantee if you guys don't create a strong enough why today, or you haven't already previously, you'll last 1 to 4 weeks. Crazy thing is, guys, some people have signed up and paid me. They won't even watch this video. They won't even be accountable once. They won't create a why. They'll do nothing. I don't know why, but I don't know why. Okay. But that's just the way it is. Then they'll start giving it that I just didn't have the headspace. It wasn't the right time. Life got in the way. Bullshit. Okay. How do I know it's bullshit? Because I've done it 100 times myself. Literally 100, probably more. Life got in the way. Didn't have the headspace. Oh, that coach was shit. It didn't really work for me. Okay. It didn't really work. I mean, it worked for the other 100,000 people that he's worked with, but it just didn't really work for me. It wasn't right for me. Didn't have the headspace. Okay. Been there, done that, said it hundreds of times. Okay. And this can happen daily to start with, guys. You might go through this daily to start with. Okay. These battles in your own head, but we can win them if the why is strong enough. So don't beat yourself up about it. Okay. You didn't feel like getting up this morning, don't beat yourself up about it. If you're watching this late, don't beat yourself up about it. If you're watching this tomorrow, don't beat yourself up about it. Okay. Morning, Luke. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Andy. And morning, Charlotte. Okay. Now, imagine if, and this is the story that should hit home and help you guys to remember. Imagine if you're, also might make you laugh a little bit. Imagine if your house was on fire right now. Imagine if it was me, right? And my house was on fire and I managed to get everybody out safely. And then I was like, holy shit, I've forgotten my Take That CD. Okay. Nothing wrong with being a massive Take That fan. If you're not, I personally think there's something wrong with you. Okay. Would I run back into the flaming house to grab my Take That's greatest CD, which I'd left upstairs over there? Morning, Michelle. Okay. Of course I wouldn't. Okay. How about if Logan was still upstairs? Sarah, I'm going to come on to that exactly. And it's going to trigger you when I answer that question because people say that all the time. I have to revisit my why and keep going back to it. And it helps and it makes it easier next time. I'm going to teach you how to tweak that ever so slightly. Okay. In fact, no, what you've actually said is right. What you've said is right. Some people say something that's very close to that, slightly different. And that's what screws them up also. Okay. So the risks and dangers are the same, aren't they? But if it was Logan in the back bedroom, morning Kemi, I wouldn't even think about it. Okay. I would steam into the house and be willing to die in order to get him out. But the situation is the same. Does this make sense? Okay. The risks are the same. The danger is exactly the same. What's different is the why. Okay. It has to be big enough. It has to be strong enough. And it has to be emotional enough. If you don't want to keep becoming a serial quitter, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to get results. You have to be willing to get up on the mornings when it's dark and cold and you don't want to get up. Okay. You have to be willing to turn up and bring this fire after being at snowbombing for 4 days. I didn't want to get up at 5 a.m. this morning. Okay. But my why was bigger than my excuse not to. And you guys needed to be here and I'm committed to that. So that's why I'm here. Okay. Could have bullshitted and said, guys, I've got jet lag. I'm going to do it on Tuesday. Okay. That's Lee 7 years ago. As I said, never take any of this as preachy because I've been through it all. Now, where I went wrong initially with my why, and you guys that have been here a long time will know, it was like that. Okay. It was a full page. It's now really short. Okay. My why is to be the role model that Logan needs me to be. It's to be the role model that you guys need me to be. It's to positively impact as many people as possible before I leave this planet to make sure that my mother didn't die in vain. That's it. Okay. Short, punchy, powerful, and I can write it down every single day. Okay. Now, what happens is, and this is, sorry, Sarah Louise Hutchinson, I think it's Sarah Hutchinson, why I misread that to start with. The biggest excuse that I hear, not the biggest, but one of, when people fall off the wagon or get stuck in a rock or don't have the headspace, stuck in a rut even, unless you're playing rugby, might get the stuck in a rock, is they say, I think I need to revisit my why. Okay. Like Sarah's put there. But they're saying it in a different context. Okay. They're not saying they need that their why was correct and they just need to revisit it, because you should be doing that on the planner every day. What they're saying is, and again, there's a couple of you now who are going to be watching this going, you know, that's me. That's a good thing. Okay. That's what coaching's for. Don't take that to heart. But there's some people that think every time that they get stuck in a rock or quit or have a bad week, that they need to write a new why. You might potentially need to, but if you've spent the right amount of time on it in the first place, it's just another excuse. Okay. It's just another avoidance technique to doing the work. Or rather than actually doing the work in the first place, I'm going to go back and revisit my why. Okay. Instead of getting my ass out of bed and going for a run, I'm going to go back and rewrite my why. Okay. Instead of going to the gym, I'm going to do my why again. Okay. There's some people that do this on a serial basis, and I don't think they ever actually take action past the why. Okay. So if you've done it right today, you shouldn't need to do it again. Okay. And it's should be revisited every single day on your planner, but rewriting it isn't what you need to do. And that's not the reason you fell off the wagon or got stuck in the rock. It's because you got distracted. Okay. It's because you stopped doing the work. It's because you stopped turning up. It's because you started to make other things more important. Okay. The clue is in the planner. As I said, the planner's there, guide 7. I emailed you the planner in email 2. I will post the planner in this group straight after this video and pin it as a featured post. Okay. It asks you every single day. The journal in the group asks you every single day. Who needs me to show up for them today and why? You shouldn't need to revisit it, because if you're doing the planner and you've printed it, you're writing it down every single day anyway. So why do you need to revisit it? If you don't write it down every single day, what happens? Distraction, Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, drama, other people's bullshit. Okay? Because we're not doing the planner and we're not focused on us and what it is we want to do, the reason why we're doing it, and then making sure we take the action towards it, because we stop doing the planner. Okay? The mind will drift, guys. We have to do it every day. Okay? Now, I have a pretty amazing life, and I want you guys to have also. Okay? I have a job that I love. Okay? I have a healthy son. I have people who love me. I have an epic peer group, and I have a coach that wants to help me grow, wants to help me improve, wants to help me be better. Exactly the same impact that I want to have on you guys. This is all I want for every single one of you. Okay? I want to help you grow. I want to help you be healthier, and I want to help you be happier, whether that's in your business, in your relationships, with your body, or with your mental health. It's a full package here. You guys know that, okay? But trust me, as I said, I have days, guys, when I don't want to get out of bed, when I don't want to do the work, when I'm snappy, when I overreact, when I'm mardy, when I snap at Logan, when I snap at Nat, okay? I'll snap at one of you guys at one point because you'll say something that triggers me. I'll snap at someone on Facebook, okay? Someone I don't even know that's not important to me, because I'm human. Okay. We all have days when we struggle. Okay. We all have days that are tough. So again, don't take it as preachy, but when we look at, you know, how to find this why, because again, I think this is where it breaks down sometimes. Okay. And you guys struggle, is you hear this from many motivational speakers. The exact title of this email: find your why and you'll find your way. Okay. But, you know, this is a quote from Tony Robbins that I wrote down. All of us throughout our lives have learned certain patterns of thinking and behaving to get ourselves out of pain and into pleasure. But that's where we need to evolve it. So we've all developed thinking and behavior that moves us away from pain and into pleasure. Okay. Now, we all experience depression, anxiety, anger, frustration, low self-worth, overwhelm. Two words that describe overwhelm: doesn't exist. Procrastination. We all experience them on some spectrum every single day. We don't have them, okay? We experience them, okay? And we can all have a strategy to end them, to conquer them, to beat them, okay? Now, unfortunately, and this is very heavily researched, there are 5 top strategies, things that people use to move themselves away from pain and into pleasure. Who knows what those 5 things are? There's a bit of a delay on this, so it'll be interesting to see what you guys post. Morning, Amanda. Morning, Peter. Morning, Tommy Lee. Okay. The top 5 things that people use to move themselves away from pain and into pleasure are food, alcohol, drugs, sex and pornography, and gambling. Very heavily researched. Those are the top 5 things that people use to move away from pain and into pleasure. But they are the escapism ones, okay? All they allow you to do is to escape the pain for a short amount of time before the discomfort comes back 10 times harder than it did before, because we use them to avoid the discomfort of taking the positive action that's going to end them for good. Why? Because one gives you a short-term payoff with no immediate drawback. Okay. Have an argument, go and get drunk, escape for a bit, instant payoff, escapism, no immediate drawback. Okay. Then we keep doing it week on week on week on week, and the drawbacks start to add up and grow and grow and grow and grow. Same with food, same with gambling. Okay. Now, others use running, healthy eating, going to the gym, lifting weights, boxing, personal development, reading, mindset listening, walking, spending time with their kids, impacting other people, okay? Yoga, Pilates. But all of those things will also be a little bit uncomfortable to start with, okay? You guys know this, right? You either go through the discomfort of going to the gym and eating healthier and get the payoff of losing weight and feeling better, or you avoid the discomfort of going to the gym and end up fat and uncomfortable anyway. Okay? But one's short-term, one's long-term. Either way, there is some discomfort involved. We cannot go forward without some discomfort. But that's the route most people look for and why they fail. Okay? Short-term payoff, no immediate drawback. It's why things like Herbalife, Juice Plus, Fat Camp, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, half the shitty PTs that know nothing about nutrition you've been with in the past that put you straight on 1,200 calories and 0 carbs. Okay? It's why people keep going back to them, because they get a short-term payoff with very little discomfort, but then more discomfort further down the line. It's not sustainable. You can't maintain it. Okay? So either way, we're going to have to go through some discomfort, okay? But we can go through the discomfort that moves us away from pain into pleasure, or the discomfort that we're going to avoid, and then we end up uncomfortable anyway by default. Does this make sense? So the problem is, and why so many people get started and then stop, get started and then stop, get started and then stop, and have quit 100 times, is as humans, we have this inbuilt need for instant gratification. Again, that's the pint of lager. Oh, instant de-stress, no immediate drawback. Shit, next day, hungover and fat. Okay? And it's because when we do the thing that's going to remove us from the pain long-term, i.e. consistently going to the gym, consistently eating healthy, consistently turning up, consistently being a better person, consistently completing the planner, consistently doing personal development every day, there's very often not an immediate payback. Although looking at some of your results this week, you've got a pretty massive one off of your first 7 days. Okay, it's 100 times slower process. And this is why people quit, because they can't delay that instant need for gratification. That's another full training. Okay, but just remember that your pain point can also be your strongest why. Okay, again, it's just, that's a strong why. Like, imagine me hearing Logan saying, you know, Dad didn't want to do anything with me today because he went out last night and he was just drunk, hungover, useless, just laid in bed all day like a fat mess with no energy. Didn't want to do anything, didn't even speak to me, pretty much ignored me most of the day. Okay, that's painful. And that can be a strong why. But the why can also be to be a role model. It can be both of them, okay? Your why is individual to you. So don't make yours like mine. Make it about what's important to you, okay? So if you keep answering, and again, as I said, you guys who were on part of the Unbreakable team already, not the new starters, but get the feedback from me. I've even said this to some of you 3 or 4 times, and you still do it, okay? But again, that's okay, because this is all learning. Morning, Tracy. Morning, Amanda. Your mind is still defaulting to, who needs me to show up for them today and why? Me, okay? I'm not going to say who it is, but there's one person that still answers it every single week. And I tell them it's wrong, and their mind forgets. It gets distracted and it defaults back to it. But trust me, if your why is all about you, you need to look again. You need to make it about something bigger than you, something more impactful. Get out of your own way. Drop your ego. We're going to do a full training on egos as well. Because if the goal is all about you, it's ego-based. That will wane. And then when you're left with, when it does, all you're going to be left with is willpower. Okay. And we all know how that one ends. Okay. You quit and you give up. Okay. So moving away from pain is probably the most powerful motivator there is, but also don't let it consume you, because if we focus too much on the pain aspects, we then just become a problem focused person rather than a solution focused person. So remember the pain as the powerful motivator, but then make sure we're focusing on the action that we need to move away from it. So recapping what I said earlier, we never say, I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel like this anymore. Okay. That's stuck in the past. That's victim mode. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want that person to treat me like that anymore. I don't want to work here anymore. I don't want to be this fat anymore. Okay. That will keep you stuck. It's in the past and you're playing the victim, and it will keep you there. I promise you, I've done it for many years, as I said. The language change. I want to feel like, okay? I want to feel energetic, driven, focused, with epic goals that get me out of bed every single day so I can live a purposeful, focused, driven life because I want to be a role model to my son. Okay? That's a why. Okay? I want to feel like this, but then we have to back it up. This is how I want to feel. I want to feel like this. Insert. The reason I want to feel like this is insert. In order to feel like that, I am willing to insert the daily actions that you are willing to take. Okay? And that's what will keep you going on the days when you want to give up. That's what will get you up in the dark mornings. That's what will get you to the gym when you're on your ass. Okay? Remember the pain that got you started. Remember your why. Remember your goal. Make sure it's not about you, but most of all, focus on the action that you need to take on a daily basis to get what it is you want in life. And that all starts from completing the planner and making sure we focus on it every single day. Because remember, whatever we focus on, the mind will give us more of. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for valuing yourself high enough to be here this morning. Like I said, I understand that many people can't be here this early, but I do it at this time for a reason, because I think it's the most important time for most people to now go into this week with a purpose, with a focus, driven, fired up to work towards your goals. Okay. If you're watching it on replay, make sure we comment #replay. If you're watching it now and haven't commented, make sure you have commented. As I said, many people have asked the new starters, what happens after 5 weeks? What happens after 5 weeks? If I feel you've showed up enough, then you will get an invite to become a full-time member of the Unbreakable team and work with me much closer on a one-to-one basis. But trust me, you're going to get some serious fire for the next 5 weeks. Turn up, implement it, do the work, take the action, and you will all achieve phenomenal results. Some of you have already in just 7 days. Guys, I love you all. Have the best day. And most of all, do what you said you would.